Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much, Patricia, for the lovely introduction. This is a concert from the Charlbury Art Society, which is taking place on Zoom, and we are recording this concert ourselves as well, so that we have something on camera to keep for posterity and to put up on YouTube. And so Patricia has given me a very unusual introduction. She's called me a wandering minstrel, which is very unusual, and the first time that I've been actually called that. So I will explain why I am a wandering minstrel during this concert. And I'm going to start my set with the first song from my newly released album, Where the Wind Blows, which is available to purchase on my website, www.elenapiras.com. And I believe that all this has been put in the chat, so please look at that. We will try to put something in the comments here as well, so people have details of it. And so the first song on the album is called Wild Mountains Time, and it's a song composed by Francis McPeak, who comes from Northern Ireland. And this song is a bit of a mixture in a way, because it's inspired by a very old traditional Scottish song called The Braes of Balquhidder. So he's written this Wild Mountains Time thinking about that song. So I hope you enjoy it. Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountains time grows around the blooming heather. Will you grow, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to the wild mountains time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love won't have me, I will surely find another. Triple wild mountains time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together. Triple wild mountains time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Oh, the summertime is coming, and the leaves are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountains time grows around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountains time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to the wild mountains time, all around the blooming heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Thank you very much. I'm not sure whether Janine has managed to put up the album details on the chat, but we'll do something either during this first half or at the beginning of the second half if we haven't managed. So don't worry about it for now. So Patricia introduced me as a wandering minstrel, which is a really nice and one of the first times that people introduce me like this. And I have been a wandering minstrel. I've lived all over the country, mostly in Scotland, and in different places in Scotland. So the next song is a traditional Gaelic song, which I learned many years ago to take part at the Royal National Mod, which is a big sort of Gaelic song and poetry and Gaelic everything festival that takes place either in late September or at the beginning of October every year. And I just wanted to push the boat out a little bit and find out what one had to do to do Gaelic songs at a higher level. And so I decided to take part in some competitions. And one of these was the Skye and Sunderland song. Sutherland, sorry, I should say. And basically, this song has been written by a lady called Mary Vore, who was from Skye herself, and it describes her leaving the Isle of Skye and sort of the landscape around her. So the first verse describes her seeing a mountain of which you can see the bottom and the top, and then the rest of it is covered by fog. The second verse is about her leaving the Isle of Skye and the grief that one experienced by saying goodbye to their friends and family. And the third verse is all about the cows grazing on the fields and the birds on the wing. And then it describes another mountain called Bain Shinavek, which is in the Coollands, I think, in Skye. And the first mountain that's described is the Mount Store. So this song is called Farewell to the Place, or Sorry Leishanach. And it's one of the songs I think I got third place for that competition, which for someone from Sardinia who's never done anything in Gaelic and at the mod is a big thing. Sorry leishanach sanduth mi marachok elanam biaun harata faranta vankyo edamoch grianan sper foros afuatach neil now chaicha soil chakau kunstod kurmagi eth glas ho barchnyach mochem kurmohu rikarten noch kambai kotrein glua sharbua ganater aun angrachachien rumoyoravan iskanyikumove Shaliam bufriari afkanakasul Sprechemach am fiarach maten chrianach jun Nusha kedaskia shine konia vacuul Sankia mochiam bain chianavek isan shlia fogru Thank you very much. So my next song is in English, and it's something that I basically put in the album because I was singing it. Excuse me about that. I was singing it in pubs at sessions, and everybody was really enjoying it. So I thought maybe it's a good idea to do this song and record it, since everybody likes it so much. And it's a bit of an unusual one, but for the people who know her, so it's a song by Sting called Fields of Gold, but my version is more inspired by Eva Cassidy's recording of this song, but it's got nothing to do with what she does. I've tried to do my own thing with it, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. So for the next song we'll return to Scotland, and this time we travel to the Isle of Tiree. And I've learnt this song because I decided to take part in the silver pendant competition at the Royal National Mod that year, and specifically in 2012. And to get to the finals for this competition, there is another competition that one has to get through, which is called the Mary Campbell Trophy. And I won that competition with this song. And it's a song that describes the landscape of the island of Tiree, and basically the sensations that one goes through when they walk early in the morning and they hear the bird song and the music of the bird song, and wishing to see friends one day, and in this land of the marron grass. The actual title of the song is Will You Come to the Land of the Marron Grass? An Cheju Laum Kuchir Avurain. An Cheju Laum Kuchir Avurain, Chir na machrik jens nang lon, Chir hakon ar daling luchrach, Isanam ga chiriu ganyon. Shutan chitsan kayu finest, Gai his aifnes patches lon, Sketae gun chruiva fasan, Storachali hachuchpor. Ith maten chechan spiries chach, Koi shireving grin anjoil, Smiorach agas usha graun vor, Shine gukjal vorans nanjoil. Hiu shaulag mashaketach, Nur hiju nuldam vag, Spregethes a fotin forach, Koshnan stoganed an drag. Shaulani shardunya chulish, Hius garaskian duan roin, Folien van varnam baon, Is charnalasht guach mono. An Cheju laum guchira furain, Chir na machrik jens na lon, Chir hakon ar dalin luchrach, Isananga chiriu ganyon. Thank you very much. I think I've come to the last song of my set. And this is another song that comes from Scotland, this time from Glasgow. And it's called The Bleacher Lass of Kelvin Hall. So I'm just checking that my guitar is still alive. So I've learnt this song while I was living in Glasgow, and it basically is a classic ballad that talks about a mariner that's found a lassie that was washing her clothes in the River Kelvin, because in those days ladies used to wash their clothes in the River Kelvin. And he meets her and says hello and tries to basically convince her that he is the sweetheart that she was in love with and who's gone away at sea. And he looks very different because it's been 7 years since he's been away, and basically she's been waiting for him all this time. And they decided to get together and open a pub and live forever, happy and forever after. And this pub is where all the sailors go drinking and talk about the Bleacher lass of Kelvin Hall. As I was walking one fine summer's evening, I'm walking down by the broomy low. Oh, indeed, kind sir, oh, what did I spy? But a bonny young lassie, she'd cherry cheeks, aye, and a skin like snow. Oh, lassie, lassie, is it you that wanders all alone by the broomy low? Oh, indeed, kind sir, the truth I tell ye, I'm a Bleacher lass here on Kelvin Hall. Oh, lassie, lassie, do you remember the ships that sailed in the broomy hall, and the sailor laddies, they all admired the Bleacher lass here on Kelvin Hall. It's been 7 years since I loved a sailor, and 7 years since he skated a while, and another 7 I'll wait upon him and bleach my clays here on Kelvin Hall. Oh, lassie, lassie, you have been faithful and thought of me while far away. 'Twas can surely be rewarded, we'll part no more here on Kelvin Hall. It's new this couple, they have got married and keep an alehouse at twin and twa, and the sailor laddies, they all come drinking, they see the lass here on Kelvin Hall. Oh, the Bleacher lass here on Kelvin Hall. Thank you very much again. I will see you soon. After a few minutes, there's some poetry coming up with Anna Gillespie.
Hi, I'm Anna Gillespie. Prior to lockdown, I was busy. I had just installed a commissioned stained glass window. I was busy making work for 2 exhibitions, which were both then, of course, cancelled. So I was forced to slow down. I stopped making glass and I started writing poetry. I had started tentatively just earlier in the year, but now it really took off. Like all of us, I had new experiences, like doing yoga classes on Zoom, and I watched the news with an increasing feeling of hopelessness. I felt a bit helpless, like the patients struggling for breath. and patients on ventilators being turned over by teams of medics. And I wrote and I rewrote, and I found that I had a small collection of poems on the theme of breath and breathing. And it was summer now, and I felt like doing more art, not glass. And I went into the studio and I set myself the challenge of making art to accompany the poems, something that would express the same ideas, but visually. So on the one hand, I had words and language, and on the other, pictures and materials. And the only rule I gave myself was that I couldn't buy anything, that I had to use anything that I could find that I already had. So I had a lovely play and some frustrations and wrong turns, and I charted my progress in a blog on my glass website. And I didn't want to be too literal. So you'll see some of them are quite abstract, really. So I'm going to show you the result of all this by sharing my screen. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to share both me and the screen. So here we are on screen. Now I'm going to do play. Yes, we have liftoff. So there's about 9 poems from the book Breathe, a collection of poems written in the time of the coronavirus pandemic. And you'll see that they tend to vary. They alternate between what's going on in the outside world and what's going on inside me. And after those 9, there's another one which wrote itself after I'd completed the series. I'm still writing on this theme because I think it's a big one. And then to round it off, there's a poem I wrote recently for a child. And you'll see that I write as Anna Sylvia, which is my married name. Here we are, Poems and Images by Anna Gillespie, Sylvia. And here's the cover. The first one is called Lockdown Approaches, 28th of March, 2020. And here's the image. So, the viral enemy advances, sweeping across the world, ugly blobs on the map. Each day, new measures are announced in an increasingly Churchillian manner. Self-isolation for the symptomatic and the vulnerable. Social distancing for us all. Exhorted to save the NHS, we must stay at home, avoid contact, disinfect, wash, sanitize. And now we are faced with lockdown. Intended to preserve us, it menaces our livelihoods and threatens our liberty. We must act collectively as a functioning society, but Brexit has left us broken and sore. Misinformation swills round the web. All plans must be cancelled, normal life suspended, as we hold our contagious breath, trying not to panic. Inevitably, we are reduced by the selfishness of fear. Quick, quick, grab, snatch. Wiped out shelves feed only our fright. Fresh fruit and veg now rots at the bottom of 20 million fridges. Fights flare up over toilet paper. Now Churchill himself is croaky and self-isolated in number 10. And I am currently number 32,609 in the queue to book an Ocado delivery. A man leaves Lidl, whistling, his trolley full of bottled beer, a familiar antidote to fear. Breathe, 1st of April 2020. Hunker down in the storm cellar while the hurricane blows through. Abandon everything, all the plans, projects, and things to do. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly, and let it all go. Sorry about that. Cross things out in the diary, adjust to time out of time. Breathe in deeply, let out slowly, let it all go. Turn off the alarm clock, take off your watch. Breathe in deeply, breathe out slowly, let it all go. Respiration, 24th of April, 2020. Confronted daily with images of corona patients fighting for breath, our own breath shortens and shallows. Only the machinery of intensive care maintains the rhythm of their respiration. Medics hover, exhausted, in steamy masks. Bodies are turned to open space in the lungs. Vital signs are relayed on monitors, but for too many the signals falter and fail. Breath marks out our time, from first gulp to last gasp. Its rhythm and pulse mark the tempo of our life. Our habitual andante quickens to allegro in excitement or emergency, slows to largo in relaxation and sleep. It is heard in the pant of a runner, the sigh of a lover, and the soft snuffle of a sleeping baby. Sometimes silent, always invisible, transparent as glass, our brief breath is spoken and sung in poetry and quarrel, lullaby and requiem. Woodwind. I should say that lockdown gave me more time to practice my flute. My breath, transformed by the silver flute, emerges with a voice more beautiful than my own. Piping avian clear or velvety dark, I sing as I breathe, as I play. Focused by my lips, surfing on sound waves, my breath rushes through. I sing as I breathe, as I play. Sealed with soft pads and silver keys, notes rise and fall. Smoothly bound in tooled leather legato, or detached staccato, I sing as I breathe, as I play. Drawn from deep within me, the note is alive and true. Long tied notes gradually expire. Unsupported, they waver and wilt. I must sing as I breathe, as I play. I practice, pouring in a libation of my breath and my time. Decoding ciphers made with pen and quills, I translate marks into fingering, phrases, shakes, and trills. I offer my breath, mouth to mouth, and the song lives again. Though the composer's long gone, I sing as I breathe, as I play. Social distancing, 24th of April. There is a balance of together and apart necessary for the human heart. We need the freedom to adjust the balance of the social and the solitary. Now we are locked down, confined to one place, little choice over closeness or space, little opportunity to dispel a cloud of bad temper or stale air, to return from the world refreshed with new impressions to share. Those who are alone are painfully isolated, serving time for some unknown crime. Those captured in households are cramped and confined, little possibility of escape. Couples, together night and day, are exposed in their strengths and their weaknesses. No fault will go unobserved while lockdown is served. and so kindness is revealed as the greatest strength. Some families reconnect and rediscover board games and bedtime stories. Others are pressure cookers of intolerance and control, with no school run for escape. As I take my hour's daily exercise walking the narrow streets of our once sociable little town, I must conform to new rules. No more sociable chats with people you bump into. Even eye contact seems to slip. A mother sees me approaching and with a twist grabs her child by the wrist and turns her face to the wall. What is wrong with them all? Yes, I will pass by on the other side as I must, but I will not lower my eyes. I will still offer a greeting, if only a nod, if only fleeting. One human meeting another human heart, adjusting the balance of together and apart. The space between. I inhale the garden as I step outside, drawing down the freshness, releasing the held air, the stale thought, the tension of time. I savor the space between the in-breath and the out-breath. Resting on a rope bridge woven of fine silken thread, suspended over a spacious gorge, a sparkling river runs below. Still, poised above the hungry rocks, I flirt with the prospect of free fall, the temptation of the plunge, then allow a new breath to arise and bring me back to life. Virtual reality. The internet is awash with false information. The daily news is an assault, but we adapt to remote technology to cheer ourselves up and connect. We WhatsApp comic incidents, the mouse in the kitchen, the small achievements, the carrot seeds planted. We do Zoom yoga and go to the virtual pub. New sophistications are mastered. We are popped into breakout rooms for a musical quiz. But our friends are reduced to tiny thumbnails, perhaps the top of their head. We try to learn the new etiquette, but it's hard to read the signals as to who should speak when. I miss the gentle jostle at the bar, the chummy closeness round the table, the gesture, the facial expression, the way a friend's skin creases into a laugh. Some nights it's easier, like the rest of the nation, to gorge on box set medication. Nostalgic comedy, Nordic chill, the agonies and ecstasies of first love. Sadly, The Archers excluded reality, lost the plot, and is now defunct. We must be patient and wait for the time when reality is less virtual and more complete. Swim, 21st of May, 2020. Locked down, landlocked, I long to swim again, to enter my alternative element, slipping like a seal into the water, quiet, unearthly, liquid and free, to part the waters with my hands and push myself through their blue volumes and spaces. Then, plunging downwards as far as I can go, I drop through the boundary between above and below, still sensing in shape-shifting patterns the light above, trees and sky beyond the glass, moving leaf shadows I love. I take a huge breath and challenge myself to swim as far as I dare, finally breaking back through the surface to the world of air. Gasping, lightheaded, refilling my lungs, in triumphant reenactment of our amphibious birth, the pivotal moment when our first breath comes and we cross the border to life on Earth. This next poem is called Tournesol, 4th of May. Tournesol is sunflower in French, and it arose as I was doing my morning stretches, and I recalled fields of sunflowers in France, all their heads turning one way. A new day has begun. Grow tall, turn your face to the sun. Soak up the warmth, drink in the dew. Store the sun's radiance in the seeds within you. Packed in patterned perfection, your solar array tracks the sun through the day. Remember this warmth in the chill of the night. Lift up your face and turn to the light. So those were the original poems in my breath book. And then another one emerged. It's called A Breath of Air. Here we are. So I first had a go at this in June, and then I finished it in November. I needed a breath of air alone. More than a breath, a gust. Quick walk, then stride across the Slade and up Brewer's Bottom. Ha! Squeeze through the dark wood, past huddled hens and pampered sheep. Sidle through Kissingate, past ruffled Mare's Tail Pond. Fork left into the ash copse. Branches clashing overhead. The scrape of bark on bark. Coppiced shoots of hazel whisked by the wind. Tiny mouse head buzzes below. I swing my arms, fill my lungs. Cool air of rushing wind, warm pulses of fitful sun. And now I'm blurted out of the wood, into the wide open meadow, breathing and breezing. Will the wind's gusty breath lift my feet from the ground, above tiny corpse and clashing branches, until, tiring of breezes, it sighs and lets me fall exactly where it pleases. And then finally, I have a poem for a child. It's called The Last Leaf. And it's somewhat based on The Very Hungry Caterpillar, but it's for slightly older children. Friends of mine have very kindly been trying it out on children of different ages, but it mainly seems to depend on the child. Here we are. So this you'll spot is not pen or ink. This is a piece of my stained glass, a sycamore leaf. It was autumn. The days grew shorter. The sun was lower and the leaves were falling from the trees. Orange and gold they fell. The last yellow leaf clung to the tree. I won't go. No, no, said she, not me. Please, please, let me soak up the last of the sun. I can't, said the tree. Haven't you seen? You are no longer green. You've had your fill of chlorophyll. Orange and gold you must fall. No, no, said she, not me, not yet, not yet. I've barely begun. I'm not even one. Yes, now, said the tree, the season has turned. Orange and gold you must fall. It won't be so bad when you fall to the ground with your friends all around. On blowy blue days, the winds will tickle you and you'll dance together in circles. On grey days, fresh showers will wash you. On cold winter mornings, you'll sparkle with frost. You'll be scuffled by blackbirds and crumbled by beetles and worms. It's your job now to nourish the earth and fuel rebirth, you'll see. After my deep winter's rest, red sun in the west, you'll be reborn as a tiny fresh bud. And one day in spring, it will be time to begin. You will pop open as a perfect green leaf to soak up the sun once more. Oh, said the leaf, you've given me reason to go with the season. I'll be strong and let myself go. Orange and gold I will fall. down to the earth to fuel rebirth. Watch me, see how I fall. So I hope you enjoyed that. I had a comment from somebody who said he was 59 and a quarter and he quite enjoyed it. So yes, here's the plug bit. The copies of my book Breathe are available either by contacting me or by going on my website. I've very nearly sold out now of my first printing, but I will be making another print. So if you want to put your name down, please do. And there's my contact, Anna Gillespie Glass, Co-UK. Thank you very, very much for listening.
Yes, so thank you very much for keeping with us this evening. And yeah, so you want to discover why I sing Scottish songs. So when I first came to this country back in 1995, it was a long time ago, I was at a college for the blind in Herefordshire, and there I met lots of people, as you do. And one of these people was a Scotsman who basically played me lots of Scots and Gaelic songs. And one day I heard a song called A Feggy a Grai, which is My Dear Peggy, and sung by Karen Matheson. But the words were to another song. I don't know what the song is. I still haven't discovered it so far. I'd love to meet Karen Matheson and ask her, actually. And I said to this friend of mine, I said, one day I will sing like that. And he said, you're never going to do that. And I said, well, do you want to bet? And it kind of got put in the back burner, you know, like all musicians, when we hear things, we just say one day, oh yeah, I'll do something like that one day. And then the situation arises and it presents itself, and this is what happened. So I unfortunately was involved in the London bombings and lost 60% of my hearing there. And for some reason, I started listening to these songs again, and I decided that London was no longer for me. I was becoming more and more irritable, and I didn't know why. And for many years, it took another 2 years at least, I didn't know that I had lost my hearing. So this next song is the last thing on my mind. It's got a chorus. I know that it's kind of difficult to say, join me in the chorus if you'd like. But if you have more than one person in the house with you, or even if you're on your own, just sing it with me. It'll make me feel better. It's kind of very lonely here with nobody sort of cheering me on and applauding and making comments or laughing, and it just seems a bit strange. without you. All the songs in my chest die of burning without you, without you. Thank you very much. So, sorry, what's my next song, Janine? Sorry. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I forgot my set. I don't have the set in Braille for tonight, so luckily I have Janine here who's helping me out. So maybe she can say hello at the end when I say my thank yous. So this song is a Shetland traditional, which I picked up when I was there. I believe there are no recordings of these songs anywhere. And while I was there was a book of Shetland Songs that had been printed not long before, and they sold out all the copies and they didn't know when they were going to reprint it again. So luckily, while I was still in Shetland, I managed to get a hold of this book, and which was like a pot of gold to me. And so I learned this particular song, which is a lullaby from the island of Fetlar, which I've been to, and I sang there to support a band called VAM, who are an ensemble made of 3 girls, 2 fiddlers and another lady who plays an instrument which I don't actually know the name of, but they were an amazing group. And so Fetlar is actually further north than Unst, which many people consider to be the most northerly island in Shetland. So this is the Fetlar lullaby. So the Shetlanders, instead of saying the, they say da, da. It's like a dialect form of the. Oh, that's too loud, Janine, the guitar. Ashebamam spirifluar, slip och slip kan pedishun, man salvage de urbioar, till thy bony sleep is done. Till thy bony sleep is done, till thy bony sleep is done, man shall watch the urbioar, till thy bony sleep is done. Bide, the summer days are coming, then we'll read about the house, see the bees of flea and humming, pirilans and makoljaus. Pirilans and makoljaus. sen makojaus. Nu then, here comes Willy Wenky, bitten on his drum, playing on his blinky, resten slampar skjön och kam. Resten slampar skjön och kam. Resten slampar skjön och kam. Playing on his blinky, resten slampar skjön och kam. Resten slampar skjön och kam. Resten slampar skjön och kam. Playing on his blinky, resten slampar skjön och kam. Thank you very much. So, my next song is a very famous Scottish song written by Robert Burns. And initially I was very reluctant to learn any of these songs because most Scottish singers sing it. And I was trying to sing them, and I was trying to do things that nobody else did, or, you know, not to follow suit, basically. But one day I was invited to sing at a Burns night, so I kind of had no choice but to learn this song. And I used to be able to quieten very rowdy pubs in Shetland with this song. It's called A Fond Kiss. I looked at my set list for tonight, and I kind of noticed there are many parting songs in my album, and especially on tonight. There's 3. There's going to be another one soon. But for me, parting has been a big theme. I mean, I think it's been a big thing for a lot of people this year because of COVID, and in particularly for me, it's been a big one because I lost my mother in March, and I still haven't managed to go to Italy. So I haven't said my goodbyes yet. So the reason why I said it had been a very tough year, that was another reason. So I kind of felt that parting was a big theme for me anyway. Forever This is the last song for this evening, and I wanted to first of all say thank you to everybody at the Art Society, Tony, Paddy and Patricia, and everybody else who's been involved in this project and in organising this evening. Secondly, Janine, who's been behind the scenes helping, and she's trying to hide. And last but not least, all of you who have joined us tonight, people in Charlbury and people away from Charlbury, and all our friends, and it's been an honour to play for you and to sing for you, and I hope that the next time we will see each other on a live concert at the Memorial Hall, and if you're not in Charlbury, maybe elsewhere in person, and you'll see myself in the true flesh in a proper concert hall with proper magnification and everything, which will be much better. This is an Irish traditional song called The Parting Glass, and I'll check if my guitar is still alive, and it is, and it's all well and good. We can hear it through the headphones, which is very important. And yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity to say good night and to wish you a very happy Christmas and a much happier 2021 when it comes. And it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm starting the celebrations for my birthday tonight with yourselves, so it's been a great pleasure. So here is Parting Glass. Of all the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that e'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me, and all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health, would it be false, and gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. Thank you very much again, and see you all again soon. Good night.